How are you? I hope you're all doing really great. Today I want to talk about three things. Well, four things. The fourth thing is an extra credit opportunity, so don't let me forget to mention that. So the first thing I want to talk about is formatting your speeches. The second thing is plagiarism, and the third thing is how do you cite your sources in a speech, and then the extra credit. Okay, so number one, we use MLA formatting. Every school, every college, every discipline has a different formatting process, and ours is MLA. For some of you who are nursing students, you're probably using APA, and some of you might be using some other formats as well. For this class and for our speeches, we are using MLA, and the best place to find it are two places. One, to scroll through modules until you get to Research Resources and click on Purdue OWL, and that will take you to Purdue and to their website and to their Writing Resource Center, and you can find an entire guidebook for MLA on that website. That's number one. The number two place you can go is our library, because all of the formatting guidelines are at our library and you can access those on your computer. So make sure you go there and check that out so you have an idea of what it looks like. Now, do you have to have a works cited page? Yes. Yes, and forever yes. Every time you're using data, every time you're quoting a source, anytime you're, think about the graduation speech when you had to say here's a quote by whoever you used, that would require a works cited entry. Okay, so now it's time to really button down on that, because you have to have it in every single class where you're using research, okay? So I want you to get used to doing it. We call it a works cited page. It's not works cited, it's not works cites, it's not data, it's not a bibliography. For our class, it's works cited. That's it. So you will turn in your speech along with the works cited page. Okay? And in MLA, we use in-text citations. In-text citations. So I'm going to set up a discussion board, and if you go into the library databases and you get a legitimate peer-reviewed scholarly source and you copy the link and you post it in a discussion board post and you properly cite it in MLA format, I'll give you 2 points of extra credit. Okay, I'll give you 2 points of extra credit for that. So that takes care of the fourth thing I was going to mention. It's really important to get the hang of that. And believe me, at first it feels so wonky, but after a while you're going to get the hang of it. So be sure you go and look at that library lecture that I made, because that'll help walk you through it. Okay, the second thing I want to talk about is plagiarism. Just don't do it. It's tempting. You're overwhelmed. You feel like I don't have time. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Here's the thing. I am an A+ student, and I respect everybody who's busting their butt trying to get a decent grade and learn what to do so you can transfer and be awesome. And I want to support that. If I let your cheating slide, that is not supporting that. Okay, that's keeping you weak, and I'm not in the business of keeping my students weak. Okay? No, no. No, no, no. So, if you turn in a speech, you email it to me because you were missing the deadline or you were late. No, I'm not going to take it. You have to submit it to Canvas by the due date, and it has to go through Turnitin. That's it, okay? I will turn your butt in if you cheat. It's just not worth it. All of you are good enough to do it without cheating. And if you're running into a problem of any kind, this is a communication class, my friends. Email me. Let me know what's happening, and let's work out a solution. Cheating is never the answer, I can tell you that. If you got busted, even if you get busted at the community college level, it's bad. And if you're at a four-year school and you get busted, you could just get kicked out. It's just not worth it. Just learn it. Just learn it and move on. That's a lot less painful in the end. You know what I mean? So if you're having trouble or you're not sure, you just got to let me know. And then we'll review it. No big deal. We can solve that. So when you turn it in, when you submit those assignments, if you have a score that's above 15%, you're about to check yourself. All right, go check yourself on that. 15% and below, you're golden. Over 15%, somewhere you got an issue. Now, Some of the issue comes because you copied and pasted. That is not what you're doing. That is not what you're doing when you're analyzing and filtering all this information that you're going to get to put into your informative and persuasive speeches. What you're doing is you have a topic that you want to learn about. And in order to teach it, you need to go and learn even more about it. And then you're going to find the data and the sources that support what you're telling us. And then you're going to put it in your own words. Paraphrasing is 99% of academic writing. Paraphrasing, which means you're going to take what you learned, you're going to put it in your own words, and you're still going to cite it with in-text citations and a works cited page. Okay? The only time that you direct quote is when the author of that information wrote it in such a way that you cannot improve upon it. If you cannot make it more interesting than the author did, then you direct quote, and that should literally be not more than 1 or 2 sentences. And then you put quotation marks and you quote it. So if the idea came from somewhere else, if the actual information came from somewhere else, and you put it in your own words, you still have to cite and put it in your works cited page, okay? It's really important to understand that difference, because even if you just got the idea and you put it in your own words, you still have to cite it, okay? Do not take a speech from a paper that you wrote in another class and try to rework it for this class. It will tag you for cheating. Just write something new, all right? It takes a lot less time than you think. So just write something new, learn something new, give us something that you're really interested in. And if you're like, look, I wrote a speech about Jimi Hendrix and I'm still really interested in it, then send me an email and let's chat about how to make it different for this class, okay? So you don't get tagged, because that sucks. So, don't do it. Okay, that's enough of that. Now, let's talk about how you cite a speech out loud. So, at some point in the writing of this assignment, it's going to start to feel like an essay. It happens. So what you need to do is figure out how to doll it up so it sounds like a speech. So follow the guidelines in the assignment, just like you've been doing, and all of you have been doing a great job. And think about this. If you said, in a study done by Harvard, 4 out of 10 people like chocolate ice cream over vanilla. Now, that's all fake news, guys. I just made it up for an example. Then I would have said in a study done by Harvard, right? If I said, according to the book Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix by J.K. Rowling. So I'm going to start saying stuff in my speeches like in a research study done by, according to, in a book by. You see what I mean? That's the stuff that should start coming up in your speeches. So when you're writing your script for your speeches, your final draft, I should see words like that, according. Every single place that you used data and cited it when you were writing it, you need to say it out loud. According to, in research done by, in a song by Rihanna, whatever. So every single place out loud. So think about those research papers that you've done before. You had to cite your sources, and if you didn't cite them throughout the body of the research paper, that would be bad, right? It's the same thing with speeches, only you have to cite them out loud. Otherwise, it's verbal plagiarism. It's exactly the same, okay? So I just want to throw that out there now so that you can start to hear it in your head, according to the study done, according to a book, according to Stephen Hawking's, according to a poem by Maya Angelou. You see what I mean? According into a fabulous, unbelievable lecture by my stellar teacher, Casey Jones. See what I did there? So I want you to think about that kind of thing as you're putting these together so you don't forget to say that stuff. Okay? Okay, that's it for now. Just a quickie. All right. See you later.